And that brings us the wonderful
10-4, thank you. Then we got 5 Dragster.
brought to you by Jamie and Chris Stack, Stop Alcohol Fun Club. Dr. Johnson, Steve Macklin. Elgin, Mike 76, Steve Macklin. Fun Club.
Top Sportsman.
This is Vince. This is Vince. That music is Kitchen Stop Sportsman. That music is Stop Sportsman. Miles per hour.
No.
And they shut down
That one. As long as you don't get that
Johnson. And that is
Yeah.
projected team getting it wheeled back there. That's tough to see. Small and mighty field of top alcohol fun cars here today. In the corner. And we will have more racing in just a second.
All right, David, go ahead. All right,
The desktop hit the video for Thursday. I put in the wrong file. Pro mod scale content. I was down on the scale. Getting interviews with people. That scale is another content. Pro mod scale. Okay? And you can just back it up. Okay? I'm gonna go find out what happened to them.
All right. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Top Sportsman to the lanes, please. Top Sportsman to the lanes, please. So Annie Whiteley will line up in the left-hand lane. And Mike D will on the right side. The girls' kick-ass hood flap coming up. Zanny Whiteley just rolled into the line there. Look at that shot. That's Mike D out of San Martin, California. One San Martin guy shooting another San Martin guy. Shout out to Chad Reynolds. I say, hang on, right there. That's where we want you. As they wait on the bulbs to get lit. I do mean get lit. It's about to get lit in here, fam. As Mike D pointed down all the way. Stay in. Here we go. Anyway, launches into the 330 and a across the line. A 363 for Mike D. Oh, my goodness. 363 and an 8. Are you kidding me at 205? Woo! Goodness gracious, that's no knock against Sandy Whiteley's 372. That's normally 372 and a 7, a stout time. At 206, I mean, goodness gracious. Look at this. Stephen Macklin, 372 and a 6. Andy Whiteley, 372 and a 7.
As soon as we can, get that outfall car up here. Let's go. Yes.
All right, so there's Jonathan Johnson pulling off. That's a dejected team.
Knock on wood. Everything should be good. But
Rolling on away.
play safe.
As we have, now this is Bob Button here. Bob Button doing some testing on this dragster, and Wiz made passes on passes on passes here at Tulsa Raceway Park. Some of them good, some of them bad, but it's run a 3.5 here before, and it ran that, I believe, Thursday. Days blend together out here. Hey, while it's quiet, head on over to our Facebook page, the Midwest Drag Racing Series. Give us a like, give us a follow. We are all over, and of course, we'll update you not just on this throwdown in T-Town, but we got one in fall coming up as well. And don't forget to check out our YouTube page as well. Give us a like, subscribe to us for all of your drag racing content you'll ever need. Also, while you're at it, on Facebook, E3 Extreme Photography. Man in the pink right out there takes the best pictures you will ever see on a drag strip or outside of it. So make sure to follow Damon Steinke, E3 Extreme Photography, and you can Google him. You'll find his website. Awesome photos. And brings us great pleasure to say, by the way, you can always get some amazing shirts at our Shirt Shack. Go on over to the Midwest Trailer. All of the awesome designs of shirts that you could need. Buy you some shirts. Buy one for you. Buy one for the family. I'm wearing a Keith Haney Racing shirt right now. I got a series shirt for tomorrow. As our dragster moves on forward. And so I will let the dragster of Bob Button do the talking. Should have 359. That's the low ET of the day. Did not get the mile an hour, though. 209, not the top mile an hour. attention, Top Sportsman, final call. Top Sportsman, final call. Thank you. As we have our 420 index coming out here. So this is an index class, 4.2 seconds. Attention, again, 420 index. This is 420 index, but we need Top Sportsman to the lanes. This is your final call. Top Sportsman, your final call. Thank you. And so as we look here, hit the bump. That's Josh Gray on the left-hand side. Dave Pierce on the right side. And out of Porter, Oklahoma. And the Claire Moore car of Dave Pierce. 3/4 way stage up. Remember, we're shooting for the time, 4.20 seconds. And Josh Gray is just going to sit there and wait. And there's the launch from Josh Gray. Yeah, that ain't going to get it done. Dave Pierce, so 4:22 and a 4. Convertible Mustang with a roll cage, as you see every day. He's racing out of Noble, Oklahoma. And don't forget, folks, we'll be in Noble, Oklahoma in 3 weeks, Thunder in the Valley. Ooh. And that was a little bang-bang. Across the 1/16th mile, 4.88 and a 0 for Travis Cannon. 4.880. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is the very first time in Midwest Drag Racing Series history that we are looking at the 420 index class. So it's a small but mighty field, and we got guys who, maybe they're looking at it and they go, maybe I can't make that. Maybe I won't be able to make it. This is uncharted waters in a way for some of these. And you better believe that there's going to be at least one person who's going to nail it. Dave Pierce nailed it. As we move on over to Top Dragster. Calvin Minnick on the right-hand side, racing a Cashion, Oklahoma. I'm going to say Cashion, Oklahoma. Yeah, must be from the Panhandle. We don't know what those places are called. Oh, hey, and there's Benny Ammons on the left-hand side. Benny Ammons, one of our former juniors. He changed cars. He had a red dragster. It just was not serving him well. A couple red lights. He didn't have a first 2 days to remember. But it's his dad's dragster, and Stretch is going to go out there. Hey, Benny, do you find reverse on that bad boy? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like Stretch is going to have to push him back, and Benny Ammons just cannot catch a break right now, I'm telling you. Yeah, he is broke. All right, so one in there, and I could see maybe a little moisture on the lane. So Benny Ammons can't catch a break. Calvin Minnick will be running on the right-hand side all by himself. Poor Benny Ammons. Here we go. Halfway stage in, up and across. Here's the flyby shot and across the line of 457.0 at 152. Bob Henry out of Owasso, Oklahoma on the left-hand side, up against Chance Bullock out of Baytown on the Grand Prix lane. Is the plan, but I see some moisture on the track. We're going to take a look at that, see what that is exactly. Can be hard to tell sometimes when you're up against the all-black backdrop of a track. Here come the red lights, and we will keep you updated. So we'll have an ETA on this once we understand what that substance is.
Let them get back this way.
Building your dream ride? Check out Summit Racing Equipment. Whether you're squeezing more power from your engine or adding some slick chrome accents, Summit Racing has what you need. From wheels to suspension and everything in between. Plus, you'll get Summit Racing's world-famous customer service, expert technical advice, and super fast shipping. Summit Racing, parts to help you build your dream ride. Order now at summitracing.com.
Feel the thunder roll. The Summit Racing Equipment Midwest Drag Racing Series presents Thunder in the Valley, June 2nd and 3rd at Thunder Valley Raceway Park. Feel the ground shake as fire-breathing pro mods and funny cars race at speeds over 200 miles an hour. See the fastest door slammers on the planet with top Sportsman, top Dragster, Pro Street, Junior Dragsters, Foot Brake, and more. Gates open at 4 p.m. Friday and 8:30 a.m. Saturday with admission just $20. Don't miss this event. For more ticket and racer information, visit www.okthunder.com. The Summit Racing Equipment Midwest Drag Racing Series is coming to Lexington, Oklahoma for Thunder in the Valley, June 2nd and 3rd at Thunder Valley Raceway Park. Feel the thunder roll. The Summit Racing Equipment Midwest Drag Racing Series presents.
Watching on Flow Sports. Welcome back, welcome back. You see a live shot there of fastest pro mod, #1 qualifier with an asterisk because we're only through one round. That's Keith Haney.
Really?
Oh, Keith Haney, your #1 qualifier. You can see the crew there getting some work on the car. As you take a look now over at over the track, well, we're still cleaning stuff up, but enjoy the shot of some crew hard at work. And the stand's starting to get a little more coming in here, and as it cools off throughout the evening, they just keep funneling in. Yeah. in the Grand Prix right-hand lane, racing out of Baytown. Bob Henry out of Owasso on the left-hand side. Just a little purge there for Chance Bullock. Chance Bullock, I believe he got past the first round of elimination on Thursday. Bob Henry out of Owasso on the left side. He's got the Farmers Insurance sponsor, Dragster. And creeping forward here. Halfway staged up, just about ready here. Waiting for Chance Bullock to bump into the lines. There it is. Three-quarters way stage in. Waiting on Bob Henry to bump in. Inch forward. There he goes. He had a green light and a red light. 002 too soon. That hurts if you're Bob Henry, but luckily it doesn't hurt too bad because you are just running time trials. Bob Henry, 450 flat, and that's a nice little bracket number. Nice round bracket number if you're Bob Henry. Back it up on the left-hand side. That's going to be Ron Gibson. Ron Gibson, he went rounds on Thursday, too. Paul Moore in the Grand Prix right-hand lane out of Hutchinson, Kansas. Take a look there, Keith Haney's crew. Working live. You see Cale Hancock in the pits right there. As we creep forward to the line, Paul Moore out of Hutchinson. Ron Gibson, he's out of Storman, out of Norman. And they were both pre-staged, but it looks like Paul Moore might have backed off, and now Ron Gibson is backing off. Now it looks like Paul Moore rolled through it. So Paul Moore rolled through the beams. And Ron Gibson and Paul Moore will both restage here. Halfway staged up, Paul Moore. And this time he gets a shot at it. There it is. Ron Gibson's turn. Here we go. And up across the line, 4-5, 0-5. Ron Gibson with a 007. Cutting out the tree. At number 3 qualifying slot as Paul Moore with a 481 and an 8. Remember, they're qualified based on the reaction times in the Top Dragster and Top Sportsman category. So with 3 rounds, it doesn't matter so much if you cut a bad bulb, you want to cut a good bulb at least once. And here we go on the right-hand side. We're going to have Jimmy Sakovich out of Raymore. And a 386 and a 7 for Jimmy Sakovich. That's the Dragsters. As we have burnout from Mark Moore. I'm going to burk out from Rich Moline. He's out of Cushing, Oklahoma. Mark Moore out of Hutchinson. One of the 2 Moore brothers out of Kansas. And so Mark Moore will back it on up, throw her in forward. Now we will be ready to rock here. Big old thank you to Osage Casino for sponsoring Tulsa Raceway Park. Oh, 3 years, something like that. Tulsa Raceway Park has been sponsored by Osage Casino and Hotel. And here we go. 3/4 way, all the way. Stage up. Rich Moline leaves before the bulb, over a tenth before the bulb. Mark Moore sits at the light there for a quarter of a second. 471 and a 6. Remember, folks, qualifying based on reaction time. So if you have bad reaction time, it's not that bad until you get to elimination. It's good reaction time. You need one of those, though, and a quarter of a second ain't going to get that done. And so backing it on up. That is Anita Strasberg on the left-hand side. Anita, one of the most consistent racers you will ever see. So we're waiting on Anita and Ryan Curran to stage. Ryan Curran of the McPherson, Kansas. This is a little longer than usually it takes Anita to stage. There we go. And so Anita will get quarterway staged up, halfway staged up as Ryan Curran will bump into the bulbs finally. There's the launch. Let's take a look at the 330. You can tell Anita's the quicker across. Remember, this is an index class. 373 and a 006 on a tree. Anita Strasberg. Now the low ET and the second highest mile per hour of the top dragster. Cody Moore out of Bixby, Oklahoma on the left-hand side. Yeah, there's some noise. Let's take a look at the Warren camp. Oh, look at that. Look at that shot. Just cruising through the pits, turning a corner. Where is he going? Who knows? Only Warren knows where it's going. Back to this on-track action. Cody Moore throws it in reverse. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Pro Modifieds. We're shooting at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock will be your second round of qualifications. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the water. In the water. So be in the lanes at like 8 or at like 7:45. And so green light up across the 330, and let's take a look now. Across the line, 418 and a 5 on the right side, and on the left side, Cody Moore logs a 451. Right side goes red by 001. Ouch. Luckily, that's not going to hurt you again. This is just time trials here. But of the people who were red, he is about as close as you're going to get to perfect. So Top Sportsman will be rolling around there. All right, so Jordan Epper Jesse out of Lake Dallas, Texas. On the left-hand side, Wade Pennington on the right-hand side. So Wade Pennington racing out of Ada, Oklahoma.
They will run whenever I call them. Tell them to listen to the radio. Hey, Luke, make an announcement for me. Super Pro Book Break 6-0 gassers. Listen, whenever we call you.
Attention, attention. Foot brake, Super Pro, 6.0 index, gassers. You will run whenever we call you, so make sure that you are listening to the radio. Make sure that you are listening closely because you're going to run whenever we say you're going to run. And so look at that. That's Corey Smith's pits. We're looking right into Corey Smith's pits right now.
Top end, the dragster, they can go.
As we had a dragster pull on out. And so that is going to bring us right into Stop Sportsman. And so this is Rod Oxford on the left-hand side, going up against Cody Draper on the right. Oh, look at the smoke billow out of Rod Oxford's car. Cody Draper, he won a few rounds the other day, too. In fact, this is Chad Reynolds' favorite car. Oh, favorite truck.
Favorite truck, for sure. This is my favorite truck. Ex-Pro stock truck. The only thing wrong with it is it's got a scoop on it, and it's no longer got a small block and a 5-speed. But that's okay. I still love it.
And by the way, Cody Draper took that bad boy to the final round last night. Final round, he took it to. So, yeah, he rolled up to the beams, and he rolled on past the beams, and that's how the night ended. Congratulations, you made it to the final round. You rolled it through the beams. That's about as tough of a break as you get. Cody Draper out of Weatherford, Texas. I mentioned this because it was just a small mental error that prevented him from winning this one. So winning the last one. So watch for him to just turn it right back around. That was last night. Could very well win the second throwdown in T-Town. And look at that, just a little too soon. 030 on the tree. Rod Oxford sits at the light for 268 and across the line 483. For one, it was the Camaro that bumped through the beams. I'm misremembering that. Yeah, the Camaro pulled through the beams. That's right. Yeah, we had a $1 bet on that. If you find any phones, bring them on up to the tower. Thank you. Juniors to the lanes. This is your final call. Juniors to the lanes, please. This is your final call. So Michael Chitty here on the left-hand side in 2004 Cavalier going up against Tina Pierce. This is not Tina's truck that she usually runs. She exploded a drive shaft on Wednesday night. She got up, truck just goes, shatters, carbon fibers everywhere. So they said, well, luckily we have a backup car, and bing, bang, boom. Yeah, they were going to run both cars, but they're like, well, we'll just run this one in the top sportsman category. Green light, and Tina Pierce is going to roll out. Michael Chitty Sits at the light for 316, a 425, and a 4 on the left side. Did he forget? Yeah, okay, so they're running, is this a compressed air car, or? No, this is, oh, they forgot to turn the air on for the boost control. Well, their truck was a compressed air car. So this is a twin-turbo big block Chevy. Thank you for the information, Chad Reynolds. You've driven cross-country on with that car. That's a, yeah. 100% street car. I know the truck is. I know the truck is. I saw this car do a wicked wheel stand, I believe, last year at XRP. I mean, it went up, down, and there goes Cena Pierce. 005 on the light, and across the line, 481 into 0. So this is a compressed air supercharging car. So I'm going to put the mic in the face of someone much smarter than me, and Chad Reynolds. And Chad, would you do the fine people the favor of explaining compressed air supercharging?
Absolutely. So the Camaro over here in the left lane has got 3 large carbon fiber tanks in it. They look like, or bottles, like a nitrous bottle, carbon fiber nitrous bottles, same kind of deal. Actually, the bottles that are in them are the ones that are used to inflate the slides on a airliner. Okay, if the poop went down and you had to pull the door open and then the slides got to pop out in the ocean so you don't die, it's one of those. So anyway, those 3 bottles have 3,300 pounds of compressed air in them, just regular old air. It is compressed with a special compressor that also scrubs all the moisture out of the air. So then they are filling those bottles. Then those bottles go to a regulator, through a regulator, and into a butterfly setup where it injects all that compressed air, which has been regulated down to between 40 and 165 pounds. Oh, by the way, it's negative 40 degrees, by the way, when it goes through, too. And it is shoving all that air into the car just like a supercharger would, but it's cold and it takes no power from the engine. And look at that thing motoring on down. Mark Griffin goes 001 red. He'll be happy with that. That's okay. That's close. 446. Not too shabby. 161 mile an hour. Meanwhile, Mike Seacrest goes 73 with a 1 at 146 miles an hour. But yeah, that compressed air supercharging is some seriously cool technology. And literally just taking compressed air, shoving it into the engine just like a turbocharger would or what have you, but none of the engine drives that supercharging, right? Turbocharger is powered by hot exhaust gases normally. Any supercharger is either direct drive or belt driven. This thing handles it all with just the compressed air. It's pretty trick, it's pretty high tech, and it works really good.
Works so well that Mark Griffin was the number 2 finisher in Top Sportsman last year, the runner-up, and I think he was just short. It came down to like the second to last round as we entered our finals in Ferris, Texas, outside of Dallas. He almost had the whole thing. So Macy Higgins out of Mulberry, Arkansas. He's got a former Pro Mod car, and so does Randall Reed there out of Iowa Park, Texas. Or at least both of them have that Pro Mod body style. You can see the tails coming off of those cars, the parachutes as well. So remember, folks, this is what we call a dialing class. So because you can run just about anything at any speed, and the powers that be say, hey, you know, having more accelerated has we already had this car. Top Dragster, Top Sportsman. These are bracket races as we flip on over to the 330. They'll run right past it and across the line. 390 on the right-hand side. Randall Reed speeding. Macy Higgins will be happy with that. 002 on the tree, but a 435 and a 7. Kind of like that. There's Doug Woody. He rolled the beams last night. That was a tough break for Doug Woody on the left-hand side. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a bracket class. What that means is that qualifying is not based on who's faster. That's a burnout. Yeah, it is. Goodness gracious. Gotta love that. Goodness gracious. Racer in need. Attention, we have a racer in need. It's a Hemi mag drive. We have a racer who needs a Hemi mag drive. So anyway, this is a bracket class. What that means is that after 3 runs of qualification, our drivers, as I get a call from the big boss. Racer in need is going to be helped out by one Mr. Todd Martin. So how do you like that? So anyway, as I said, I'm trying to explain bracket racing to our fans online, and basically that means after 3 rounds of qualification, you're going to set a time. Say it's a 4:35, right? And the guy next to you thinks he can run it down in a 5:35. That guy will have a full second head start, and theoretically that means you both should finish at the same time. If you go faster than that 4:35, though, you want to go like a 4:30, you're out. You're done. So after 3 runs of time trials and qualifications, after 3 runs of qualifications, these guys will pick a time and they will say that's our performance prediction. This is Rod Moore out of Rushville, Missouri. We call it the Whiskey Barrel, sponsored by Holiday Distillery. S10. Here we go. Green light. Ooh, he gets a little shimmy shake as you see him hike the skirt up there on the front side. A 452 and a 1. Showed them the scandal thing. Ooh, and look at this. That's Robert Copeland in a 1968 Camaro on the left-hand side. As we take a look on down, looks like Corey Smith's car. They got it disassembled. They got it cooling off. It should be good to go for the next round of Pro Mod qualifications, which again is it is going to be at 8 o'clock, which gives us, I don't know, let's say this is your 35-minute heads up. And we will make a half-hour heads up, as we always do, but 35-minute heads up. Daryl Hubbard on the right-hand side out of Ruidoso, New Mexico. He owns that car, and he owns Ed Thornton's Pro Mod. Ed Thornton drove this car in the Pro Mod category up until the second to last pass the last year, and he went ping-pong between the walls. He got out, and he looked at everyone and said, well, we have a new car on order, and we were going to run this in Top Sportsman next year anyway, so I guess we just accelerated the timeline, didn't we? It was not a fun day for Ed Thornton or Daryl Hubbard, but they were like, well, the good news is we have a car that's about, at that point, 80% built, so. Linco sponsored. Mustang on the right-hand side, those stripes, and it's easy to confuse with Ed Thornton's Pro Mod. Well, not just his old Pro Mod, of course it used to be, but it resembled his new Pro Mod. They didn't exactly break open the piggy bank of novel designs. They said, you know what, Ed Thornton, he's got a rad Pro Mod. Let's just slap that exact same design onto the new one. And here we go. Green light on the right-hand side. And a 5, 46 and a 3 on the right side. All right. So on the right-hand side, Top Sportsman. Not on file. That is the most infamous racer around here. He's in it. He's at every race. That is Paul Robinson, and he's going to swap to 420. So expect this car to hopefully be somewhere around 420. We only had Dave Pierce who ran in the 420s at all, and this is a brand new category, folks. So you expect some bizarreness early on. I mean, we certainly saw bizarreness in even the top alcohol funny cars when we added that category too. So. And here we go. Stage up, ready to go. Paul Robinson, and, well, he's just got to pedal that bad boy out. That did not go in the way he wanted to. So instead of a 420, he's going to get a 905. And I believe he's under his own power. Yeah.
Stroud employees take pride in manufacturing the world's safest seatbelt. Every belt Stroud sells is cut, sewn, and assembled in our facility in Oklahoma. When we say made in the USA, we mean it. Stroud belts, now sold in 3-inch or 2-inch straps, are best when paired with our new Defender Series black laser-etched ultralight aluminum adjusters and cam lock. We all know lighter is faster, and faster is better. When you want quality and experience, reach for the belts with the big blue patch. Stroud Safety, making faster, safer.
In the race for quality, there is no finish line. Jerry Bickle Race Cars is a one-stop chassis shop for drag racing performance parts and race components. For over 50 years, Jerry Bickle Race Cars has been an essential part of racers' plans for building world champion race cars. Our parts department is stocked with every part a racer might need. Log on to jerrybickle.com for more information. We build anything with doors. jerrybickle.com.
Kryptonite Customs, high-impact, high-definition wraps, cars, trucks, SUVs, windows, signs, trailers, boats, buses, racing and commercial, even golf carts. Custom designs, solids, gloss, metallics, textures, even chrome. If you can imagine it, we can wrap it. The premier custom car and truck wrap shop, located in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Call us today. Let the transformation begin at Kryptonite Customs.